This video is about the student lost his job but the rich CEO took his hand. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. As the sun began to rise over the skyline of the bustling city, the streets buzzed with the rhythm of life. Among the sea of commuters, a young man named Leo navigated his way through the throng. His heart raced, filled with the dread that came with uncertainty. He was a college student, juggling classes and a part-time job that barely covered his expenses. The weight on his shoulders felt heavier than ever. Leo had landed a position at a local cafe, a cozy spot known for its artisanal coffee and friendly atmosphere. He loved the smell of roasted beans and the sound of laughter that filled the air. But last night everything changed. His manager had called him in for a meeting, the kind that made his stomach churn. "We have to make cuts," she said, her voice tinged with regret. "I am so sorry, Leo. You were a great worker, but we have to let you go." The words echoed in his mind as he made his way to the university. He had been saving for months to buy a laptop that could handle his graphic design coursework, but now that dream felt distant. He forced himself to focus on the lecture ahead, but his thoughts kept drifting back to the cafe, to the comforting routine that had now vanished. "Hey, Leo," Arsta Leo, his best friend, Mia, nudged him. She sat beside him, her bright eyes filled with concern. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." "Yeah, just lost my job," Leo replied, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Mia frowned. "What, Leo, you loved that job, what happened?" He sighed, rubbing his temples as he tried to shake off the gloom. "They had to cut back, I get it," but he trailed off, fighting back the sting of tears. "What am I going to do now?" "Look, I know it feels awful right now, but you're talented. You're going to bounce back," she encouraged, her voice warm and steady. "Why not start freelancing? You could build your portfolio while you search for something else." "Freelancing? I've never done that before," he hesitated, visions of failure dancing in his mind. "Everyone starts somewhere. Just put yourself out there," she insisted, her enthusiasm infectious. "I'll help you get started. Let us brainstorm some ideas." In that moment, Leo felt a flicker of hope spark within him. Maybe he could turn this setback into an opportunity. Over the next few days, he and Mia worked tirelessly, crafting a portfolio that showcased his unique style and creativity. They pitched ideas to local businesses and offered to design promotional materials in exchange for referrals. As they gathered feedback, Leo found a rhythm. Each small victory bolstered his confidence, slowly lifting the heaviness from his heart. One afternoon, while revising a flyer for a small shop, a notification popped up on his phone. A message from an unfamiliar number. "Hi, Leo, this is Alex Hartman. I own Hartman Industries. I saw your work and would love to talk. Can we meet?" His heart raced. Alex Hartman was a well-known CEO, a figure who seemed to float above the everyday struggles of life. The invitation felt surreal. "I can't believe this," Leo muttered to Mia, who squealed in excitement. "Don't overthink it. Just be yourself," she encouraged, her eyes sparkling with pride. "You've got this." The day of the meeting arrived, and Leo was a bundle of nerves. He wore his best shirt, which he had saved for special occasions, and rehearsed his pitch in the mirror. The office building loomed large, a testament to the success Leo aspired to achieve. As he stepped inside, the sleek, modern decor took his breath away. A receptionist greeted him with a welcoming smile and guided him to a conference room with floor-to-ceiling windows. The view was breathtaking, yet Leo felt small beneath it. Moments later, Alex Hartman entered, his demeanor warm and inviting. "Leo, it is great to finally meet you," he said, extending his hand. "I've heard wonderful things about your work." "Thank you, sir. It is an honor to meet you," Leo replied, his voice steadying as they shook hands. They sat, and Leo began sharing his designs, watching as Alex leaned in, genuinely interested. "You have talent, kid. The world needs more creativity like yours," Alex said, making Leo's heart swell. "I know the struggle of starting out. I've been there. When I was your age, I had to work multiple jobs to make ends meet." Leo's eyes widened. The wealthy CEO, sitting before him, had faced hardship. It was a reminder that struggle didn't discriminate. "I'd like to offer you a project," Alex continued, his voice steady. "We're relaunching a community initiative, and I think your vision could really elevate it. How about you lead the design aspect?" "Are you serious?" Theo exclaimed, disbelief flooding him. "It feels too big for me." "Every big opportunity feels daunting at first. It is how you grow," Alex replied, his tone reassuring. "I'll be here to guide you. You'll have the support you need." In that moment, Leo understood that behind the polished exterior of success, Alex had faced his own battles. The man offered not just a project, but a chance to rise from the ashes of loss and despair. I'll do it. I won't let you down, Leo said, determination igniting within him. As he left the meeting, the weight of uncertainty lightened. He felt empowered, filled with a sense of purpose that had been absent just a week ago. The world, once shrouded in shadows, began to shimmer with possibility. Over the next few weeks, Leo poured his heart into the project, losing himself in the creative process. He was driven by a newfound resolve, fueled by the belief that he could navigate this challenge. With Mia by his side, bouncing ideas and providing feedback, the designs blossomed into something beautiful. Each late night spent sketching and revising felt like a step towards reclaiming his dreams. As he worked, he couldn't help but reflect on how a moment of loss had transformed into a beacon of hope. It was a reminder that sometimes, life's most difficult moments could lead to unexpected new beginnings. One evening, while they sat in his tiny apartment surrounded by sketches and coffee cups, Mia grinned at him. "Can you believe this journey? You've come so far, Leo." "I know, but it's incredible," he replied, unable to hide his smile. "I owe so much to you and, well, to Alex." "Just remember, it's your talent that got you here," she reminded him. "You're the one creating magic." As the days rolled on, Leo found himself growing bolder, embracing the challenges that came his way. The project for Hartman Industries became more than just a task, it became a representation of his resilience. Each design spoke of the journey, the struggles, and the promise of new beginnings. But deep down, he also knew that setbacks were part of life, a constant ebb and flow. He had learned to embrace uncertainty and to rise time and time again. In every stroke of his pen, he infused the hope that had been reignited within him. And through it all, he held on to the lesson learned from the rich CEO who had taken his hand when he felt lost. Alex had reminded him that success is not just about wealth or status, it is about lifting others, sharing stories, and helping one another rise. As Leo continued his journey, he made a promise to never forget where he started, to remember the struggles that shaped him, and to always extend a hand to those still finding their way. The project for Hartman Industries became the very lifeblood of Leo's days. Each moment he spent working on it, illuminating a path where darkness had once prevailed. The community initiative was ambitious, meant to foster creative expression among local youth, but Leo approached it as an opportunity to bridge the gap between his struggles and the community's potential. With each sketch, he began to see not just designs, but the faces of young people who could benefit from this initiative. He envisioned murals that would tell stories, workshops that would ignite passion, and a festival that would draw the community together. But as excitement brewed, so did anxiety. The weight of expectation pressed heavily on his shoulders. One evening, as Leo and Mia sat on a worn couch in his apartment, a palpable tension hung in the air. The dim light of a single lamp threw shadows on the walls, echoing the uncertainties that lingered in Leo's heart. He stared at the half-finished design sprawled across the coffee table. "What if I mess this up? What if my ideas aren't good enough?" he voiced, his tone tinged with vulnerability. Mia leaned forward, her expression serious. "This is your chance to show the world what you can do, Leo. But if it all feels overwhelming, remember, you're not alone in this. We're in this together," she reminded him, placing a reassuring hand on his arm. "Take a deep breath. Focus on why you started this." "I just want to make a difference," he confessed, his voice barely above a whisper. "I want to inspire kids like me who struggle. I don't want to fail them." "You won't fail them. You're already inspiring them by just believing in yourself. That is the first step," Mia said, her words wrapping around him like a warm blanket. "And if you need to pivot or change direction, we'll figure it out together." As they brainstormed, Leo felt the tightness in his chest loosen. He realized that vulnerability didn't equate to weakness, it was part of the growth process. And with Mia's unwavering support, he could embrace the challenge ahead. The following week, Leo presented his initial designs to Alex. The conference room felt charged with nervous energy as Leo laid out his vision. "This is a draft of the community festival," he said, his voice steady despite the butterflies in his stomach. "It highlights local artists and provides workshops for kids to express themselves. I believe it can create a safe space for them." Alex studied the designs, nodding thoughtfully. "This is powerful, Leo. You've really captured the essence of community." But he paused, looking at Leo. "We need to talk about the budget, timeline, and logistics. Are you ready for that?" Leo swallowed, the weight of responsibility pressing down on him again. "I think so, but I am nervous. I've never managed something this big before." Alex smiled, a knowing glint in his eyes. That is completely normal, but you have the vision now. We just need to build a team around you. Let us take this step by step, and I will guide you. As they delved into the nitty-gritty details, Leo cringed at the thought of numbers and spreadsheets. But with Alex's mentorship, he learned to navigate the complexities of project management. They discussed potential partnerships with local businesses, outreach strategies, and funding sources. Months passed, and slowly but surely the vision began to materialize. Leo organized meetings with local artists and schools. He listened intently to their ideas and concerns, weaving their input into the project. Your voices matter, he emphasized during one of the meetings at a nearby community center. This is for you, and I want to honor that. With each workshop, Leo witnessed the transformative power of art. He saw kids blossom into confident creators, pouring their hearts into canvases, sculptures, and performances. One shy girl named Sarah, with paint-splattered sneakers, reminded him of his own fears and insecurities. Watching her bravely share her artwork during a session made his heart swell. "You are amazing, Sarah. Your colors are so vibrant," Leo praised, kneeling beside her easel. Her beaming smile illuminated the room, and for a moment, the shadows of self-doubt faded. I didn't think I could do this," she admitted, her voice quiet yet laced with newfound confidence. "That is what this space is all about. It is for you to discover your voice," Leo urged, feeling the beauty of their shared journey. But as the festival drew closer, the pressure mounted. One evening, Leo received an email that sent him spiraling. A major sponsor had pulled out due to unforeseen circumstances, risking the entire initiative. Panic gripped him. He felt like he was back at square one, staring at the gaping hole of insecurity. "Leo?" Mia's voice broke through his spiraling thoughts as she entered the apartment, noticing his distress. "What is wrong?" He turned his screen towards her, where the email blared like an alarm. "We could lose everything, Mia. This festival meant so much to me, and now..." Mia sat beside him, her determination unwavering. "We can't give up. You've built something beautiful here, and we can find another way. Let us brainstorm solutions." Leo felt the warmth of her faith in him push through the layers of doubt. They spent hours crafting a new plan, reaching out to local businesses for support and launching a crowdfunding campaign. Together, they crafted heartfelt messages and persuasive pitches appealing to the community to invest in their vision. As days turned into sleepless nights, Leo learned that resilience wasn't just about enduring, it was about rallying others to believe in a shared dream. And to his astonishment, the community responded. Donations poured in, and local businesses rallied together to support the festival. The sense of unity was palpable, igniting Leo's spirit. On the day of the festival, the sun rose like a golden promise over the horizon. Leo stood amidst the vibrant decorations, art installations, and laughter that filled the air. The energy was electric, a reflection of the hard work and love that had been poured into every detail. Parents wandered through the booths, kids painted with joy, and the sight of local artists showcasing their talents filled Leo with pride. He spotted Sarah, now radiating confidence as she guided younger children with paintbrushes. "It has all come together, hasn't it?" Mia whispered, standing beside him, her eyes glistening with joy. "Yes," Leo breathed, taking a moment to soak it all in. "I never could have imagined this." Alex joined them, his presence a grounding force. "You did this, Leo. You harnessed the spirit of your community and created something incredible. You should be proud." As dusk began to blanket the sky, the festival culminated in a heartfelt performance. Local youth shared their stories, transforming their struggles into art that resonated with everyone present. Each word, each note, was a testament to resilience and hope. When Sarah stepped onto the stage, clutching her painted canvas, Leo found himself holding his breath. "This is my story," she began, her voice steady. "I learned to believe in myself thanks to a festival that showed me I could create. Thank you for giving us the space." Tears stung Leo's eyes. Her words echoed his journey, the journey of many. It became clear that the festival was not just an event, it was a powerful reminder of the beauty within each person, a celebration of resilience that thrived in unity. After the performance, Leo stepped off the stage, overwhelmed with emotion. Mia approached him, her voice soft yet firm. "You did it. You believed in yourself when it mattered most, and you inspired so many others to do the same." "I couldn't have done it without you and Alex," he replied, his heart full of gratitude. "You both lifted me when I felt lost." "That is what community is for," Alex chimed in, placing a hand on Leo's shoulder. "Remember this moment, Leo. This is just the beginning of your journey." As the festival came to a close, Leo found himself surrounded by those who had joined him on this incredible journey. He felt an overwhelming sense of connection, of belonging. Leo knew the road ahead would be filled with its own challenges, but he felt equipped to face them. He had learned that resilience was not a solitary endeavor, it was a tapestry woven from the threads of support, kindness, and shared struggles. In the heart of that thriving community, Leo discovered not only his own strength but the profound power of lifting others. He vowed to continue extending his hand to those who felt lost, remembering that sometimes it took just one person to ignite a flame of hope in another's heart. And as stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Leo smiled, knowing that even in the darkest moments, there would always be light. Together, they would forge the way. The days following the festival were a whirlwind of emotions for Leo. The vibrant energy that had enveloped the community was still palpable, and the stories exchanged among artists and attendees lingered in his heart like a comforting melody. Leo spent the next week reflecting on the journey that had brought him to this point, a path filled with hurdles, but also shimmering with triumph. After the festival, Leo was driven by a newfound purpose. He felt a responsibility to continue supporting the youth who had poured their hearts into the initiative. He wanted to cultivate a space where creativity flourished and where young artists could share their stories without fear of judgment. "Hey, Leo, what's next for you?" Mia asked one afternoon as they sat on the steps of the university, the warmth of the sun on their faces. "I was thinking of organizing regular workshops for kids," he said, excitement bubbling in his voice. "We could create a mentorship program where local artists guide them. It could help build confidence and keep the spirit of the festival alive." Mia's eyes sparkled. "That's an amazing idea. It could be what the community needs, especially after everything you accomplished." Leo nodded, feeling the weight of that responsibility again. "But I am not sure how to start. I mean, it's a big commitment. What if I can't handle it?" "That will always creep in, Leo. Remember what you did for the festival. You faced your fears and inspired others. This could be another step in your journey." Her words resonated deeply with him. Leo had learned that growth often lay just outside the comfort zone. He took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. "You're right. Let's do some planning. We'll reach out to local artists and see who would be interested in helping." As they mapped out ideas and assembled a list of potential mentors, Leo felt a familiar spark igniting within him. He wanted to create a ripple effect, allowing the light he had found to touch others. Days turned into weeks, and Leo reached out to artists from the festival, sharing his vision. To his delight, many of them were eager to join him in creating a series of workshops that would encourage self-expression through various mediums. "Leo, I am in," said Sarah, the young girl who had inspired him during the festival. "I want to help others find their voice, just like I did." Leo's heart swelled with pride. "That's exactly why we need you, Sarah. You've got a gift, and I know you'll inspire them." Together, they crafted workshops that included painting, poetry, dance, and photography, emphasizing the importance of storytelling in each form. With the foundation set, they spread the word through social media and community bulletins. But as excitement grew, so did uncertainty. Leo faced a daunting challenge: funding. The workshops could not be free unless they secured a budget. He found himself paying countless visits to local businesses, presenting his vision and seeking sponsorships. One afternoon, he stood nervously outside a local art supply store, rehearsing his pitch in his mind. "You've got this," he whispered, taking a deep breath before stepping inside. The shop was filled with the vibrant colors of paint, the scent of fresh canvases wafting through the air, igniting his passion. "Hello, how can I help you?" asked the owner, a middle-aged woman named Ruth, her voice warm but businesslike. "Hi, I am Leo. I recently organized a community festival and am now looking to create workshops for kids to empower them through art." He felt his heart racing as he spoke. "I am hoping you could support us by providing materials or sponsorship." Ruth raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "That sounds wonderful, but we're a small business. What's in it for us?" Leo's mind raced. "We'll promote your shop as a key partner in the initiative. Your name will be featured in all our materials and on social media, plus you'll be investing in the future of our community." She studied him for a moment, and Leo could feel the weight of that gaze. "All right, let's talk numbers. What exactly do you need?" The conversation continued, and after a discussion filled with his passion and her genuine interest, Ruth agreed to provide a discount on supplies for the first few workshops. "Thank you, Ruth. Your support means the world to us," Leo exclaimed, his heart racing with relief and excitement. As Leo left the shop, he felt a surge of hope. If he could secure sponsorships from more businesses like Ruth S., he could make this dream a reality. Over the next few weeks, he faced numerous rejections and setbacks, but with each no, he grew stronger and more determined. Every failure became a stepping stone towards success. Don't let it discourage you, Mia reminded him one evening as they sifted through rejection emails. Each step is part of the journey. You're doing amazing work. With her support, Leo continued reaching out to potential sponsors, and gradually, the tide began to turn. More local businesses joined the cause, inspired by his passion and commitment to the community. Finally, the day arrived for the first workshop. As Leo entered the community center, his heart raced with anticipation. The room was adorned with colorful posters and art supplies lining the tables, ready for eager hands. "Leo, I am so excited!" Sarah exclaimed, bouncing on her toes, her enthusiasm infectious. "Me too, I can't believe it is finally happening," he responded, looking around at the smiling faces of the kids and their parents, who had come to support them. The workshop began with introductions, and as Leo shared his story of struggles and triumphs, he watched the kids' eyes widen in wonder. "You read just like us," one boy whispered, and Leo felt a warmth wash over him. With each activity, laughter filled the room, creativity blossomed, and the kids began to find their voices. They painted, wrote poems, and shared stories that revealed their hopes and fears. At the end of the session, Leo encouraged them to showcase their work. One by one, they stepped forward, each child sharing their creations. Leo felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes as he listened to their words, their courage igniting a fire in his heart. "You all did something amazing today," Leo said, clapping. "You shared parts of yourselves, and that is what art is all about, connecting with one another." As the workshops continued, Leo and Sarah formed a close bond, both motivated by a shared purpose. One evening, as they cleaned up after a session, Leo turned to her. "You've come so far since the festival. I am really proud of you." "Thank you, Leo. I wouldn't be here without you," she said, her eyes sparkling. "You showed me it was okay to be vulnerable." Leo smiled, realizing that in guiding others, he had also discovered his own strength. But even as he found joy in the workshops, self-doubt began to creep in again. Would they last? Would they truly make a difference? "Hey, what is going on in that mind of yours?" Mia asked one day as they sat in the community center's garden sipping iced tea. I am afraid I am not doing enough," Leo admitted, staring at the ground. "What if this isn't impactful? What if we can sustain it?" Mia placed her hand on his arm, her gaze steady. "Leo, look around. You've built something beautiful here. It is not about perfection, it is about connection. Every moment you share, every kid you inspire, that is enough." Her words resonated deeply with him. He began to see that the impact of their work could extend beyond the workshops themselves. Each child could carry the lessons learned into their lives, and that spark could ignite change in ways he couldn't yet imagine. As months went by, the workshops thrived, and more kids joined, drawn by the magic of creativity and connection. Leo, Mia, and Sarah organized a showcase event to celebrate their progress. They invited families and local artists to participate in a gallery display filled with the children's art and performances. The night of the event, Leo stood nervously at the entrance, greeting guests as they arrived. The hall buzzed with energy, filled with proud parents, excited kids, and local artists showcasing their talents. "Leo, this is incredible!" Mia exclaimed, her eyes wide as she took in the vibrant atmosphere. "It is all thanks to the kids and everyone who supported us," he replied, his heart swelling with gratitude. As the evening progressed, the children took center stage to perform their pieces, and Leo watched in awe as they radiated confidence. Each story shared was a reminder of their journeys, the resilience they had learned through art. When Sarah stepped forward to share her poem, Leo held his breath. "This is my story," she began, her voice steady. "Art has taught me to believe in myself, to embrace my feelings, and to connect with others. Thank you for giving us this space." Tears filled Leo's eyes as applause erupted around the room. Her words echoed in his heart, reaffirming the power of what they had created together. After the performances, Leo felt a wave of joy wash over him. He embraced Sarah tightly, beaming with pride. "You've inspired so many tonight." "Thank you, Leo. I couldn't have done it without you," she said, her voice filled with sincerity. As the night came to a close, Leo reflected on the journey that had. The evening unfolded. He felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment. Yet, beneath that joy, a familiar feeling tugged at his heart, a question of what lay ahead. "Leo, what is next for the workshops?" Mia asked, stepping up beside him as the last guest filtered out. He turned to her, a smile on his face but uncertainty in his voice. I want to keep this going, but I am not sure how to sustain the momentum. This was a one-time event. What if we can replicate this energy? Why not turn it into an annual event? We could make this a celebration of art in our community, Mia suggested, her enthusiasm infectious. That is a great idea, but I'll need help from everyone. I can't do it alone, Leo admitted, running a hand through his hair. You won't have to. You have a whole community behind you now, Mia reassured him, pointing towards the artists who had gathered to celebrate the success of the night. Let us ask them for their input. It could be a collaborative effort. As Leo glanced around the room filled with laughter, smiles, and creative energy, he felt a spark of hope ignite within him. Maybe he could turn this into something bigger, something that not only continued their work, but inspired even more people to join in. Over the next few weeks, Leo organized a community meeting to discuss the potential of an annual arts festival. Invitations circulated, and the buzz in the community grew palpable. On the day of the meeting, Leo's nerves intensified. Would anyone show up? Would they share his vision? As he walked into the community center, he was greeted with a familiar warmth. The room buzzed with excitement, filled with people who had participated in the workshops and local artists eager to contribute. He felt the weight of responsibility, but also the strength of solidarity. Thank you all for being here, Leo began, his voice steady despite the butterflies in his stomach. What we've created together over the past few months is just the beginning. I believe we can turn this into an annual festival, an opportunity to celebrate art, creativity, and community. The room erupted into applause, fueling Leo's spirit. I want to hear your ideas on how we can make this happen. What do you envision? A local painter named Daniel raised his hand. We could feature art installations from local artists and host workshops throughout the festival. Let us make it interactive. That's brilliant. Leo responded, jotting down notes frantically. What else? A woman named Clara, who had attended the workshops with her daughter, added, we could have performances, music, dance, poetry readings. It could be a showcase for the kids and adults alike. As ideas flowed, Leo felt his heart swell with gratitude. They were building something together, something greater than he had ever envisioned. After 2 hours of brainstorming, they had a solid plan. All right, let us set up committees to tackle different aspects, Leo proposed, feeling invigorated by the energy in the room. We need a team for logistics, one for marketing, and another for sponsorships. No matter what challenges we face, we can overcome them together, Sarah piped up, her voice steady and strong, reminiscent of the confidence she had gained through their workshops. Leo nodded, a sense of belonging washing over him. Exactly, this won't just be my festival, it will belong to all of us. As the meeting adjourned, Leo felt a renewed sense of purpose. Over the next few months, they worked tirelessly, pulling together every resource they had. Leo coordinated with local businesses, ensuring everyone had a stake in the festival's success. The community rallied around them, offering support in numerous forms, donations, time, and talent. However, as the festival date approached, Leo found himself grappling with familiar feelings of doubt. What if we don't draw a crowd? He confided to Mia one evening as they sorted through supplies. What if we fail? Mia looked up from the colorful flyers they were designing. Leo, failure is part of the process. Remember the festival last year? It started small, but we grew from there. Even if we don't pull in as many people as we hope, the impact we have on those who do show up matters. Her words resonated with him. You're right, it is about creating a space for creativity regardless of the numbers. As the festival day dawned, Leo woke early, excitement mingling with trepidation. The sun poured through his window, bathing his small apartment in a golden glow. He moved quickly, preparing for the long day ahead. When he arrived at the community center, he was greeted by a flurry of activity. Colorful banners fluttered in the breeze, and laughter filled the air as volunteers set up booths and arranged art displays. Leo felt a swell of pride as he watched the community come together. Look at this place, it is beautiful, Mia exclaimed, her face illuminated with joy. Yeah, it really is, Leo replied, his heart racing. I can't believe we did this. As the morning unfolded, families began to trickle in, drawn by the vibrant atmosphere. Leo stood at the entrance, welcoming guests with a smile. Each person who walked through the door felt like a victory. Leo, come check this out, Sarah called, her eyes wide with excitement as she gestured towards an art installation. As Leo approached, he saw that the children from the workshops had created a mural that told their collective story, a tapestry of colors, faces, and words that spoke of hope and resilience. It struck a chord deep within him. This is incredible. Sarah, you all did this? He asked, his voice filled with awe. We wanted to show how we feel, she beamed. It is about more than just art, it is about us. That realization hit Leo like a wave. This festival wasn't just an event, it was a celebration of their collective journeys, struggles, and triumphs. As the day progressed, laughter echoed in every corner. Kids painted, created sculptures, and shared their stories through dance and music. Leo felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him, knowing they had created a safe space for everyone to express themselves. Midway through the afternoon, as Leo glanced around, he noticed a familiar face, Alex Hartman, the CEO who had first believed in him. Feeling a rush of gratitude, Leo made his way over. Alex, thank you for coming. It means so much to see you here, Leo said, extending his hand. I wouldn't miss it for the world, Alex replied, his eyes scanning the lively atmosphere. You've built something remarkable, Leo. I am proud of you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to grow. I wouldn't be here without your support, Leo responded, feeling the weight of their shared journey. As the day continued, Leo stood on the stage to address the crowd. Thank you all for being here today. This festival represents the heart of our community, the resilience, creativity, and spirit that shine in each of you. Together, we can lift each other up and inspire change. Applause erupted, and he felt the warmth of connection envelop him. It was a moment of clarity. He was not alone in his journey. He had created a network of support that transcended challenges. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the festival, Leo watched as families shared laughter and joy. Children painted their faces, spun around in circles, and danced with abandon. In that moment, he understood that they had created a legacy, one that would continue to inspire future generations. Later that evening, as the festival came to a close, Leo reflected on the incredible journey that had brought him here. He had faced despair and uncertainty, but he had emerged stronger, surrounded by a community that believed in one another. Leo! Sarah's voice broke through his thoughts. This was the best day ever. Can we do it again next year? Leo knelt down, a smile breaking across his face. You bet we can. We were just getting started, Sarah. As he watched the stars twinkle in the night sky, he felt gratitude wash over him. The journey had been challenging, but every struggle had led him to this moment, one filled with hope, resilience, and the beauty of the human spirit. In his heart, he held tightly to a promise to continue lifting others just as he had been lifted. And with that promise, Leo knew that every setback could be transformed into an opportunity, every doubt into motivation, and every struggle into strength. As he turned to the vibrant community around him, together they had forged a path illuminated by creativity, compassion, and unwavering belief in one another. The journey would continue, but together they would face whatever came next, hand in hand, heart to heart.